If you would like, if you have a question during the show, we want to hear it. Your input is a big part of what makes this show great, and we thrive on your energy and insights. Whether it's a quick comment, a thoughtful question, or an opinion you just have to share, don't hesitate to drop it in the chat. Now, if you want to make absolutely sure your message stands out and gets featured on the show, there's an easy way to do that. Use the super chat feature. Just click the dollar sign at the bottom of the chat box to send in your super chat. This guarantees that your message gets on the air, and it's also a fantastic way to support our channel. We really rely on your support to keep bringing you the sports content you love, and we appreciate every bit of it. So go ahead and let us know what you're thinking. Hit that super chat button, and let's keep this show as interactive and exciting as possible. And if you prefer, you can also go to the gsmcpodcast.net to tip, donate, and leave a comment or question there. We couldn't do what we do without your amazing support, and we're so thankful to have you as part of our community. We start off though. Cristiano Ronaldo, boom, 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 with 900 official goals. That is insane. Look, I've been critical over. I've been hyper Ronaldo for a while now, in terms of because when we talk about him, we talk about him when he's playing for Portugal. We don't really cover the Saudi league and what he's doing at Al Nassr. And when we see him, we saw him in the Portugal at the European Championship. In my opinion, which he didn't have the greatest of tournaments. But look, before we get to the negatives, which there is negatives, of course, there's no negatives with this, though. 900 goals. I mean, that's insane. I don't know if I could. I don't know how I can put this in 900 goals. I mean, that is insane. 900 official goals. I mean, I don't know. I don't even know how to even describe that. Like, the best, the most elite sort of goal scorer gets an average about 35, 40 goals. That's the best of the season usually. 35, 40. That's about, about 40 goals is probably each year it's probably the leading goal scorer of the year. About 40 goals. This guy Ronaldo, you would have to, let's say Lamine Yamal right now, who's 17 years old. Or no, that's a bad example. Let's say there's a new kid coming up the ranks, a new 18-year-old prodigy. For him to catch up to Ronaldo, he would have to score 45 goals for the next 20 seasons. It's just ridiculous, 900 goals is ridiculous. This is full recorded, all recorded as well. I mean, it just shows this is longevity, this is hard work, this is talent, this is perseverance, this is dedication. And, there's been some things I've been critical about, not regarding Ronaldo, but regarding, the Portugal around him for, the issues that they've had in terms of trying to, get past the Ronaldo age. But what you could not argue is this guy's hugely dedicated. He is an extremely hard worker, and he's an extremely talented player. And yes, pure natural, wasn't as technically gifted as Messi or as a lot of footballers, as the Neymars, as the Eden Hazards, the De Bruyne's, wasn't as technically gifted at them in terms of being able to play in tight spaces and all that, but had enough of the ability to be great with a combination of hard work, dedication, and his drive. And what he had that these players that are extremely technical did not have is that direct nature of him, especially going back to the Manchester United days, and being able to go and use his pace and be very, very direct and be impossible to stop. Not that these other technically gifted players didn't have that as well. They did, but this guy Ronaldo, I mean, he's just sensational. 900 official goals. I mean, I'm trying to sort of describe, especially to there's probably some people here that are not really soccer followers, football followers, day in day out. but it's just an unbelievable achievement. It's ridiculous. This is bigger than LeBron getting, you know. Actually, it's about the same. It's about LeBron breaking Kareem's record. Yeah, I'd say it's about that. But no, he's the first guy to ever reach 900 official goals. That's crazy. We've had some greats in the soccer world. Pele, Maradona, Brazilian Ronaldo, Messi. We've had many, many great players. But Ronaldo was the first. He needs to get the respect he deserves. He does get the respect he deserves. Um, Messi right now, he's at 838 goals, uh, which I believe, Messi could get there to the 900 club too, depending on, his intentions. Keep in mind, the Messi is 37. Ronaldo right now is 39, you know, which sort of makes sense on why Ronaldo's at 900 while Messi's at 838. But no, it's an unbelievable achievement for Cristiano Ronaldo. He really is one of the greatest players to play the sport of football. There's no two ways about that, and I never deny that. Now, the thing to be critical about Portugal is Ronaldo still being involved. Um, Look, like it or not, at this current state and manner of where Ronaldo is in his career, he only holds Portugal back. Um, Roberto Martinez is kind of, you know, almost forced to keep Ronaldo because he doesn't really have the bottle to drop him. We saw him even in Belgium, despite Eden Hazard being clearly past his best, continued to start him in the 2022 World Cup. For the first couple games, it's just Roberto Martinez. He's not gonna make that sort of big decision. He's gonna ride out Ronaldo till Ronaldo doesn't want to play, and then Ronaldo happens to think he's still an asset. With the comments, he made, and he had a lot of interesting comments over these past few days. I have to lie. I have to be honest, and to be honest, if if he didn't score the 900th goal, we would be running away with this sort of some of the comments that he's made. Um, let me pull them up real quick. First of all, I'll talk about his role at still being in Portugal. He said him. Ooh, let's pull it up actually. Uh, I had the quote pulled up, but I can't find it now. Okay, so this is what Ronaldo said. That's all from when he was asked questions about ending his international career and all that. He said, "That's all from the press. It never crossed my mind that my cycle had came to an end. Quite the opposite. It gave me even more motivation to continue to be honest. The motivation is to come to the national team to win the Nations League. We've already won it once and we want to do it again. I might say the same thing over and over again, but I don't think long term. It's always short term. Until the end of my career, I will always have the mindset that I will be a starter. What I feel at the moment in the Coach Roberto Martinez words also demonstrate this, is that I continue to be an asset to the national team, and I'll be the first to admit it if that isn't the case. When I'm no longer an asset, I will be the first to leave, but I will go with a clear conscience as always because I know who I am, what I can do, what I do, and what I will continue to do." Um, yeah, and yeah, look, those comments are, look, Ronaldo, he has really benefited out this throughout the duration of career, but he has a little bit of a blinded arrogance, not in a negative way. This is something that's propelled him in his career. It's that sort of arrogance, and this good type of arrogance that's been able to push him to compete with the likes of Messi, who was the greatest player of all time. But sometimes the blinded arrogance can just become purely, pure arrogance that's just not good. And that's what it is right now. The fact that he thinks he's an asset for Portugal right now, when we saw he was holding them back at the European Championship. And on top of that, Roberto Martinez is doubling down on his opinion that he's an asset. Just doesn't, it's pretty delusional. But again, what made Ronaldo great is this delusion, that's what made him great. Now he's sort of, not as great as he was. He's not really being able to come to cope with that. We saw it at the end of his campaign at United, the tantrums, walking out, before the end of the game against Tottenham. We saw it. He just couldn't handle not being, the man. And for someone who's been one of the the best player on his team for his entire career, it's a hard thing to just swallow and accept. And look, the problem and why I think the solution for Portugal is just to completely drop him from the squad is that, look, he has too big of an ego to accept a limited role, to be willing to be subbed off in the 50th, 55th minute when he's clearly out of gas. He's not willing to accept that sort of thing. And in having him and not, and not playing him every minute of every game is, number one, it's going to give the manager a headache. He's not going to be able to resolve it. And it's going to ruin the team morale because Ronaldo's going to be, a distraction. And we saw that. In the last game, he got subbed off 55th, 60th minute against Georgia, the last game of the group stages that essentially meant nothing for Portugal. And we saw the reaction that Ronaldo had. If that doesn't tell you something, I don't know what will. We know what it is about Ronaldo. And again, this sort of desire, this hunger, this passion, the frustration when things are not going his way, it's also what fueled him to make him great. But at the same time, is what's damaging Portugal now. And then he had some other comments too as well, saying whenever he spoke about, after he got 900th career goal, Ronaldo said, "It means a lot. It was a milestone I wanted to reach for a long time. I knew I would reach this number because as I continued to play, it would happen naturally. It was emotional because it's a milestone. It seems like any other milestone, but only I know and the people around me how hard it is to work every day to be physically and psychologically fit to score 900 goals. It's a unique milestone in my career." And then he also came out to say, "Portugal winning Euros is equivalent to winning a World Cup. I've already won 2 trophies for Portugal that I really wanted. I'm not motivated by that. I'm motivated by enjoying football and the records come naturally." What? Why would you say that? What? Winning the Euros is equivalent to winning a World Cup? What does that even mean? Again, I don't want to be hypercritical because this is the time to be, of praise of Ronaldo and this sort of record and this amazing record. But again, when you're making comments like that, you only look like a fool. It's a horrible thing not a horrible thing to say. It's not morally bad thing to say, but it's a crazy thing to say. Winning the Euros and winning the World Cup is extremely different. And look, of Portugal won a World Cup instead of that European Championship, these words would not come out of Ronaldo's mouth. But it's the fact that he didn't win a World Cup and he won a European Championship. And he sort of wants to match the achievement of Messi winning that World Cup. He wants to say that the Euros are equivalent to that. That's what's going on in his head, in my opinion. What I think. If that makes him feel better, okay. But for me, is again, one of his great, a great moment for him getting 900 goals. Why come out and even make that comment in the first place? I don't know. But overall, to end this off on a positive, great player, great milestone record, 900 official goals. I can't put into words how crazy that is. That is a mind-boggling number. Imagine doing something 900 times, 900 goals. 900 goals. I'll go to my backyard and shoot into the goal, and it will take me all day to get 900 goals. And yeah, that's unbelievable.